Greetings, Faithful Thursday Coalition. My name is Reverend Brian Rosbert, and I'm one of the interim executive directors at the Interfaith Alliance of Colorado. We are delighted to partner with the Faithful Thursday Coalition to bring faith-rooted voices to the Capitol to forward the three coalition goals of supporting a just economy, promoting equity, and eradicating racism in Colorado. At the Interfaith Alliance, our mission is to promote justice, religious liberty, and interfaith understanding through building relationships in order to educate, advocate, and catalyze social change. We accomplish our mission by working in the intersections. We recognize that all injustices are related, that all oppressive systems strengthen and legitimize each other. Our work through legislative efforts, education, advocacy, and engagement is to remove the silos that divide our power and instead gather faith-rooted voices to catalyze system change. We represent a wide variety of faith traditions, and so when it comes to justice seeking, we draw on those many traditions to inform our work. We take seriously the call of the prophet Micah to do justice and love kindness and walk humbly with God. We follow the teachings of Jesus that imagine a different way of seeing and being in the world, a way that lifts up peacemakers and the meek and the marginalized. We heed the call of the Quran that says, "O you who believe, stand out firmly for justice as witnesses to Allah." We recognize and celebrate with our Hindu siblings that the world is one big family, and we celebrate the prayers and teachings of so many traditions that call for justice and equity in our world. And so it is with those lenses of justice and equity that we engage in our advocacy efforts at the state capitol and invite you to do the same. There are many pieces of legislation we are following this session. They include bills about just and affordable housing, reforms to our criminal justice system, and access to affordable health care for all Coloradans. It's that last area that I'd like to talk a little bit about today. SB 21009 is a bill that seeks to right an inequity in the delivery of health care in our state. Titled the Reproductive Health Care Program, this legislation would enhance access to contraception for undocumented people and low-income families in the state Medicaid program. Passing this bill would forward two of the three Faithful Thursday values, promoting equity and eradicating racism. When healthcare quality and access is proportional to income and status, we see a system that is not grounded in equity, but instead in privilege. When contraceptives are inaccessible to low-income or undocumented families, while wealthy families are easily accessing contraception, we see how the inequities in our system are borne on the backs of those most in need. This bill removes those barriers. This bill also highlights how the inequities in our system are tied to race. When people are afraid to access health care because of their status, we perpetuate racism rather than eradicate it. A theological exploration of equity is grounded first in the human dignity question. Do all deserve health care? If the answer is no, we must address how faith-rooted values of justice, equity, compassion, and care are invoked when we say that those without papers or without money do not deserve a public benefit. If the answer is yes, all deserve health care, then we must address the systems that do not distribute resources equitably. If the answer is yes, we must ask why this system intentionally removes the option for contraception for one segment of the population who are already twice as likely to experience unintended pregnancy. This bill seems simple. It's about contraception access, but it is not simple. It helps us to see the intersecting impacts of racism in the immigration system, inequity in the healthcare system, and harm to families. SB 21009 will be heard in the Senate Health and Human Services Committee on Monday, March 22nd. We are calling on you to ask your state senator to support this important bill when it does come up. Ask your senator to stand up for the values of the Faithful Thursday Coalition. By supporting SB 21009, we are using our faith-rooted voices to eradicate racism and promote equity in reproductive health care. To learn more about how reproductive rights, health, and justice intersects with the Faithful Thursday themes, join us at Repro Lobby Day next Wednesday, March 24th. And to learn more about Interfaith's work in the intersections, please visit our webpage at www.interfaithallianceco.org. To learn more about the Faithful Thursday Coalition and catch weekly video releases at noon every Thursday during session, please visit faithfulthursdays.org. Thank you for joining us today for Faithful Thursday.